All right, so let's go ahead and work on these notes. Substitution. Why is it doing that? That is really going to be annoying. Okay. Okay, so substitution literally means I'm going to take one thing and I'm going to substitute another thing for it. So I'm going to kind of over-explain it, and then when we get to the end or when you do it on your own, you might not show all these steps, okay? But basically what I'm going to do is I have that x equals this thing, and I want to take that thing and I want to substitute it into this spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this second one, but instead of writing x, I'm going to write parentheses. Can somebody tell me what I'm going to put inside that parenthesis? Yeah. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to substitute it into the other one. So the y plus 6 comes from that other one. That is the step of substitution.
I'm doing this and I'm ready, and I got 33%.
Yeah. So after today, you'll probably do a lot better.
I got an 80.
Nice. We don't really have to have the parentheses here. I just write them to show so we can combine like terms. We get 2y plus 6 equals 10. Subtract 6 from both sides. 2y equals 4. Divide by 2, and y equals 2. If we think about this, what kind of answers are, or how do we answer a system? What does it look like? Can you guys stop talking, please? Thank you. What does an answer to these look like when we did them on Savas, when we did them on the last?
A line.
No? How did we answer them? With a point, with an ordered pair, right? So our answers should be an ordered pair. You will lose points if you don't tell me the ordered pair. What I want to point out here is how much of the ordered pair do we have? We just have what y is. We don't have what x is. So now what I have to do is I have to take y equals 2, and I got to plug it into either one of these. It doesn't matter. Which one do you want to plug it into? The first top one. I agree that would be easier. I'm going to plug 2 in there, and I get 8. If you were to just leave this and not give me the ordered pair, I'm taking points off. Systems answers are always ordered pairs.
Wait, can we just, since that was pretty easy, can we just like do it in our head and give me the ordered pair, do it, like show the work?
I want to, yes, I think you need to show your work on this. Okay.
We doing B by ourselves?
Sure. You want to try B by yourself? You want to race on it?
Yes.
I almost looked before.
So I'm going to rewrite this one. Now, why am I choosing to plug this in for y? It's because it's already solved for. So I'm going to rewrite 2x plus, and then parentheses, equals 5. I wrote the second one. What do I write in for that parenthesis? Negative 2x plus 5.
Oh, wait, so
now I
it's
get it.
infinite memory. Wouldn't it just be like, because you're multiplying it by a plus sign, so when it gets made everything, or make a negative 2x positive and then the 5?
When you multiply by a plus, it does not change signs. Okay? So be careful. That, and really this parenthesis, this, we don't even actually have to have the parenthesis. 2x minus 2x. So we're left with 5 equals 5, and I heard someone already say it. What's the answer? Infinite solutions. Okay, because we learned that if the variables go away and it's a true statement, it's infinite solutions. So essentially, if we were to graph these two graphs, they're the same graph. What don't I like about this one in terms of solving it with the? Okay, they're actually functions.
No solution.
Okay, I have a feeling that it's no solution, but why can't I do? If it says solve the system with substitution, I better see substitution happen,
And you can't there's it's like it seems like saying this will equal everything.
right?
But you just
Go ahead, Parker.
Did you just turn into white?
Yes, we want to solve one of them, and it doesn't matter whether I solve for x or for y. What do you want to solve for, x or y, and which one? Top or bottom? Bottom. Okay, so Parker says, let's solve for x on this one. So I subtract y from both sides. X equals negative y plus 5. The biggest mistake people will make is you can't plug it back into itself. This is this one. So I got to plug this into the other one. Parenthesis plus y equals negative 4. Inside that parenthesis, I'm going to write negative x plus 5. I'm sorry, negative y plus 5. Thank you. Our y's do cancel, and I get 5 equals negative 4. And I think a lot of you, even before we started writing this, saw that the answer would be no solution. If I say solve this by substitution and you don't show a substitution, you lose all points, even if you get it right. So you have to do that method. Yeah.
You could also like substitute x plus y for negative 4 to get negative 4.
Yeah.
What are you putting up for Christmas?
No. Next question. You can ask me after notes. All right. So here, to do substitution, I have to have one of them x equals or one of them y equals. Which one do you want to? What letter do you want to solve for, and which one? Y up. Okay. So y on this one. So negative x plus 2y equals 1. That, and I'm just making a note that that's that one, so I don't plug it back into itself. Add x to both sides, so I get 2y equals x plus 1. Divide everything by 2, and I get y equals 1/2 x plus 1/2. So now I can substitute that into the other one. Three x plus 2 parentheses. And this is where the parentheses are important because we are going to distribute that in. And in that y space, I'm going to write 1/2 x, 1/2. I'm going to distribute in the 2. I get 3x plus 1x plus 1 equals negative 7. Subtract 1. Can I add the x's at the same time?
4x
Pausing.
equals
And then divide by 4, and I get x equals negative 2.
Yay.
Okay. A lot of you would be tempted, based on a lot of the stuff we've done in the past, to just circle this and say that's my answer. Why is that not our answer? We want to find the whole ordered pair. So we now know that it's negative 2, comma, and we got to find the other one. We can plug this into the first one, the second one, or the one we made. The one we made. This here? Okay. So y equals 1/2 times negative 2 plus 1/2. Y equals negative 1 plus 1/2. And then y equals negative 1/2 or negative 0.5, however you want to do it. Good morning. Okay. Yep, the paper's up there, buddy. So there's our solution. If this was a test, what do you think you would want to do? Definitely show your work, but If this is a test, half your grade is based on these problems. I think I would be graphing these and, and then verifying that that's the right answer. Basically checking on Desmos. Just throw it into Desmos and go, okay, it's good. Okay. But you have to use these methods. If you just get an answer, I'll be like, that you, and even if it's right, you're not going to get credit. I'm sorry?
Since when did they give us off for election day? Like, since today.
I think this is the first year.
My cousin did, but
Yeah, I'm not the greatest.
I went to the Browns.
Oh, that's cool. Defense is awesome.
It was pretty fun.
Our offense is
Sean Watson threw that one throw each through.
yeah.
That was one. That was the only. They paid $322 million for one throw.
Yeah. I know our defense is saving us. All right. Fun Time Amusement Park charges $12.50 for admission and 75 cents a ride. River Edge Park charges $18.50 for admission and 50 cents per ride. For what number of rides is the cost the same at both parks? So we want to list our variables. Okay. Or actually, let's write our equations first. And then what do you think the first equation would be? Yeah. Good. I'm going to actually, y equals is fine, but I think it'd be better if I did f equals. Because then I kind of, it'll help me know, that I'm going to know what park I'm talking about. Now, I'm not going to mark it off if you do y equals, okay? And then the second one, River's Edge. Can someone else give me River's Edge formula?
R equals
I'm listening.
18.5 plus. Oh wait, no. Yeah. Plus 0.5.
Good. Okay. So we want to make sure we label our variables. What is f? It's going to be, yeah, but what is it? What does it mean in terms of this problem? Good. It's the total price at fun time. What's R then? It's the total price at the other place, at River's Edge. What does X represent in this problem? Yeah. It's not the cost per ride. It's related to the cost per ride. Yeah. It's the amount of rides. Because I get how we think the cost kind of per ride, but cost per ride times how many times you ride is what's that. And we don't have to label Y. If you did, you could just say total price. And I bet you'd have those. Now, for these, I can't remember if I make you guys. Okay. So here is my feeling about these word problems. Okay. I asked you to name the variables, identify the system, and answer in complete sentences. I kind of feel like these problems you should do on Desmos. Okay? These are Desmos type problems. It does not say anywhere in here what method I want you to use. What methods do we have? We have more than that. What are our other methods? We have substitution and Desmos. Dom, you okay over there?
Oh yeah, let me get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have substitution, and we have Desmos, and we have graphing, right? So I would just go to Desmos. I have the work that I need, and I'm going to go to Desmos now to find my answer. I think it lets me use, will it let me use F? It doesn't like it until I finish the equation. I don't know if it would let me use two different variables. It will? Like if I did D here, would it graph that? Oh, I guess so.
Wait, how'd you do that?
So what it's doing, what do you think? Yeah, R stands for radius. So that's why, yeah. So that's function, but it's kind of letting me do it.
Wait, is this how we're gonna have to like make a picture using
We'll get there. Yes.
So we already did it?
Yeah.
Because that's Corbin was in this class last year. He couldn't do that.
Yeah. Well,
Of course, Corbin was in this class.
Is there a way to connect 2 points?
connect 2 points. Oh no.
Because I was wondering that when I was doing my homework like a while ago.
Let me look after notes and then we can have that conversation. So my answer here, 24 comma 30.5. Okay, so I write that down. I go back to my notes. Word problems get word answers. For what number of rides will the cost be the same? So 24 is the rides, right? And then this is the cost. So for 24 rides, the cost is the same. So here's a point I kind of want to make for the homework. That Chromebook should be shut. I'm not sure why that's open at all. For the homework, the Sava's homework is you can. It's going to say to use substitution. You absolutely can just throw them all into Desmos and get answers, but that's not good practice. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're practicing what it's saying to do. That's the whole point. Okay, but for the word problems, I think it makes sense just to write the equation and then use Desmos. Okay, but if it says solve by substitution, you should practice the substitution. You can check with Desmos, which I don't think you need to because it'll just tell you if it's right or wrong. Okay, but it's definitely good practice. Okay. On Saturday, the vacation resort offers a discount of water sports to take surfing lessons and go parasailing cost $130. That day, 25 people take surfing lessons and 30 people go parasailing, and it's a total cost of $3,650 to collect. What is the total price of each activity? So let's go ahead and start with our variables on this one. What are the two things that we're trying to find? Okay.
How much?
We're allowed two variables. What are our two variables? Yeah. Okay. Okay, what are they?
P is for the amount of P. Or wait.
I like the letter P. I'm sorry, say again. Yeah, cost for parasailing, or total amount's fine. I think total amount is kind of confusing because it's cost for just one parasailing. What is our other variable? S. I don't like using the letter S because my S's will turn into fives.
Let's do like P.
We just use P. Why don't we do F?
I like F for surfing. We need two equations. Can somebody give me one of them? So these are standard form equations, essentially. Can somebody give me one of them? No?
Oh, so it's 100.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take a guess. So would it be 25x for part of it?
25 surfers, 25 Fs.
And then, but I'm confused because it could be like one equation two, and then it could be a plus 30
Plus 30 P's.
equals 3,000.
Yeah. So that's one of our equations. Is that 25 Fs and 30 Ps that brought in that much money? What's the other equation? We have to have two.
We have to have two equations.
Yes.
Wouldn't it be P plus F equals 1
Yes. The other one is F plus P or P plus F, however you want to say it, is 130. So if you just want to go for doing both of those costs that much. Okay. I don't know if Desmond's is going to
I
like
don't know if that's gonna work.
this equation. You might have to change them to X and Y, but let me see what happens. Let's see what happens.
You're not.
I'm not even typing. Let's start with typing. Because sometimes Desmond surprises me. Okay, so I'm gonna change them to X and Y. And then X plus Y. And the intersection is 50, 80. So the biggest mistake we're going to make here, what we got to be careful about, is that we know what variable is what. I replaced X with F and P with Y. So this should be F and this should be P. Word problems get word answers. What is the discount price for each activity? Surfing is $50, and parasailing is $80. So just so we're clear, when we do these, I expect to see the equations. I expect to see what the variables are. I expect to see the solution that you came up with, even though it's just thrown into Desmos, and then a word answers. Okay. Lots of times I end up taking off points because you didn't do all those parts.
We need 3 parts. We need the equations and what P equals, what F equals, and then the word answer.
Yeah, you could get away with not giving me this, but I like to write that. Just okay. All right. So there are a lot of solve by substitution problems on this page. Okay. It's great. Again, it's really good practice to make sure when you're doing it online. I know that you can just throw this into Desmos and get an answer, but that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to get some practice. If you don't show substitution on here, if you don't show work, you will lose every possible point. Okay? You need to show that you are substituting.